So my name is Bonnie Brown, and I am a mother of an 8-year-old son, Manath, and I am doing my master's degree at Drake University in public administration, and I will finish in May. Wow. And I'm also in the social work profession. Yep, so I traveled to Tijuana, Mexico, in between San Diego, and I was in back and forth between San Diego, California, and Tijuana, Mexico, because the migrant caravan, the majority of the people who were part of the migrant caravan arrived in Tijuana, Mexico. I felt like it was important to go down there to just provide basic necessities for them, like food, water, snacks for the kids, clothes, personal hygiene products, shoes. So that's what we did, and we kept going back and forth to deliver those items in the camps. They're here to seek asylum, and seeking asylum in the United States is completely legal. They have a right to seek asylum. There was a lot of inhumane treatment going on. They were tear gassed at the border when they were trying to come in. These people are evil, and that they'll come to America and cause trouble, and they're criminal. I definitely knew that not to be true. I knew that they're coming here for a better life, and that they're fleeing poverty, and they're fleeing violence from their home country. So I just wanted to go down there to help. I met up with other activists. They have an activist house in Tijuana, Bridge of Love Across the Border, and she's in San Diego, so she has a GoFundMe page where people donate, and she'll take the money and go and buy things brand new, and then have people take items from San Diego into Tijuana directly to hand deliver to the people in the camp. On Monday, December 10th, the American Friends Service Committee put together a giant protest. So there was over 400 of us there. We took buses from the American Friends Service Committee headquarters in San Diego to the desert, and we did like a 3-mile walk to the U.S.-Mexico border to protest the militarization of the border, inhumane treatment of the immigrants in the camps, to stand and say that these immigrants have a right to seek asylum in the United States. Also to defund ICE. Basically to say, there are no walls between us, that there should be no border walls, and love knows no borders. We walked, we got to the border, we were met with U.S. military, border patrol agents. They pushed us back, then we kneeled, we got on our knees in front of them, and we kind of inched towards them until we got right to their feet, and we were singing freedom songs. Machine guns, they had tear gas, they had their masks, they were in riot gear.
Were you wanting to cause a riot?
No. When we got to them, they were like, hey, we don't want anybody to get hurt here today, we don't need any violence here. We were not there to do that. We were here to make a statement that immigrants have a right to seek asylum, and we are not in favor of their inhumane treatment. They tried to push us back, and a lot of us in the front stood our ground. We kept our feet planted on the ground and didn't move, and so that caused them to grab us, throw us on the ground, and arrest us. And they arrested 32 of us. Mixture between activists, humanitarians, and religious leaders. People were from all over the country there for that particular protest, which was awesome to see people come together. I just wanted to get out their stories as far as, their journey, what life was like for them in Honduras. I met also a couple people from Guatemala, some from El Salvador, but for the most part, Honduras. I interviewed a couple of pregnant women. One who was 5 months pregnant, she walked all the way from Honduras. She walked at least 2,900 miles on foot. She was one of the people who was tear gassed at the border as well. She could barely breathe. She was running away. She said she felt like she was going to die. It's just very traumatizing for her. She got her master's degree in engineering from a university in Honduras. When she got out of school, she was looking for jobs in her career, and she couldn't find not only a job in her career, but she couldn't even find something as simple as working at a grocery store, because unemployment rate in Honduras is like at 80%. It's her first child. She was 30 years old, and she didn't want that type of life for her child. There was a lot of violence with the mafia, with the drug cartels, extreme poverty, no jobs for her, and no security for her family. So that's why they took that 2,900-mile trek on foot to try to seek asylum in the United States.
So you were in the camps,
yes,
where folks were living?
Yeah, absolutely.
And did you ever feel in danger?
No, not at all. I felt completely safe there. Totally comfortable. Even late into the night we were there, people were doing songs, there was music, people were singing. Very high spirits for the people that were there, especially with the journey that they had just come on. People were just happy, high spirits, hopeful, I believe, to get into the U.S. People that I met were very, very kind. I was there for almost 2 weeks, in and out of the camps daily, even sometimes 2 or 3 times. We want to work hard. We want to get an education. We want to provide security for our families, and they will definitely be a good asset. I can tell they're hard workers, they're resilient, they're strong, they're brave. And they've just come, you know, on this long trek to try to seek asylum in the U.S. so they could give them and their families a better life.
How has this experience touched you?
It really made me thankful for what we have and, you know, for what I have in general. I guess I took a lot of things for granted that I didn't realize, you know, they're just basic necessities that we living in America are privileged to have. And then when I was in the camps, you know, I'm realizing here's the kids asking me for bottled water. Do you have bottled water? We're thirsty. And so, you know, they don't have easy access to that. So just me going into the camps and just passing out water and people just running for it, like, you know, it's just made me feel like, oh my gosh, you know, I can't believe this is happening. And it shouldn't happen like this anywhere in the world. Nobody should be thirsty. Nobody should be hungry. And, you know, nobody shouldn't have the basic necessities that they need to live.